9.
Was that you? Yeah, you can take it. Okay. Oh, shoot.
Yellow +2.
Oh. Green +2.
Anybody?
Nope.
Okay.
Oh.
+4.
Oh.
No.
Wait, can you do that?
No.
You can add up from 2s to 4s.
No.
Definitely.
Ooh, I didn't know that. Okay,
Okay,
cool.
Hell.
What's the draw like?
Shoot.
How many would that be?
8, I think.
Just draw a handful.
Just take the whole stack.
Good enough.
Okay, is it my turn?
Yeah.
What color?
Red.
Red.
Oh, now we can talk
2.
because I played again.
Guys, what's going on here?
Playing some spicy, you know?
But we're social distancing.
We kind of have our student service happening tonight. You know, it's like 6:30 on Facebook and YouTube, and you guys are just playing this game. Like, what do you think? What do you think you're doing here? You think they want to see this, or? I'm not mad.
You're just
I'm
disappointed.
just disappointed.
Oh, I hate that word.
So.
Have no fear, because a Uno reverse card is here.
Oh, my
Good
goodness.
idea, Claire.
I apologize. I take back everything I said. I'm sorry.
Perfect.
I'm sorry. Hey, what's up, students and families? We are so glad you're here. Welcome to One Student Ministry Online. It's obviously kind of sad that this is where we are.
Yeah.
We would rather be in person
For sure.
with you, but we are just dealing with what we've been given. So this is our final One Student Ministry online service for the entire year. So sad face, tears, but it's also exciting because we're going to be highlighting all of the incredible things that have happened this year through you and what God has done in you and in the small group leaders and the events. So we're super pumped. What's happening with the service tonight, Logan?
So as Ryan mentioned, we're going to go through some highlights of videos sent in by you and your small group leaders, talking about some of your favorite memories, things that have happened through this year and how God has moved. We're going to make a TikTok actually for you guys, and we're going to go through some of the
we
trends. Yeah, we're making one right here.
Who decided that?
We did. Sorry, Ryan.
Did you guys decide this? Yeah. You're the worst.
And finally, we're going to give you guys some summer tips to send you out and see how you can stay connected with us and with everyone else as we go into the summer.
Nice. So check out these videos that you guys sent in of all of the awesome things that have happened this year. And we're just going to talk about them and share some of our favorite memories and things that have happened this year. So check it out.
Hi, One Student Ministry. I just wanted to share a couple things. As far as being a leader this year, I had a fun memory when all of our girls got together at my house to watch the movie Tangled. They knew every line to every song, and it was just so fun to watch them bond together. The way I see God showing up this year was actually through each one of the students that came, the way they supported each other in difficult times, prayed for each other, the way they embraced each other and accepted new people, and us watching our group grow was so much fun. And I just saw God showing up in each one of their lives. And the reason why I love being a leader is because I get to play a part in each one of these girls' lives. I get to watch them grow in their love for Jesus. I get to watch them love each other, and I get to watch their leadership skills come out. I'm just so proud of them, and I'm so thankful to be part of this wonderful group.
If you know anything about me, my favorite movie is absolutely Tangled. I know every word, every line, as Christy said, and I was so surprised to see that the rest of my group did too, and that we could just bond over that, and I loved that.
I might have a few blackmail videos of Kendra dancing, so, if you're lucky, you might get to see those, but yeah, I really enjoy the parties that we get to have with our small groups and just bonding together, and I think our small group has grown a lot since, the beginning of the years.
In people-wise and spiritually, and I love that for us.
A couple of my favorite memories from this year at First Baptist were the Christmas parties that we had, along with the active service that we did where we brought packages of food and supplies to people and families that really needed it during this time of the corona. I personally love worship, so this is where I felt God the most because it was just so powerful. And I love being a part of First Baptist because I love all the people there and they make me feel very welcome.
Oh, I love you, Jocelyn. In Jocelyn's video, she mentioned helping serve the community through the Corona help SiouxFalls.com and delivering boxes to different houses throughout the community. And I actually was a part of that too. And we had a lot of fun just being able to serve God's people in that way. And some of us have actually been continuing that service, and you guys can too. But then she also talked about worship, and I'm also on the worship team, and just knowing that worship is a very powerful experience, just like Jocelyn talked about, and it's been really good this year, and I've had a lot of fun.
She also talked about the Christmas party, which, not to brag, but I kind of won the costume for that. It's calm down. But my outfit was pretty cool. I'm not going to go into detail. You got to be there to see it. But anyways, the Christmas party was super fun for a lot of us. We got to watch Greatest Showman, even though it kind of glitched a little bit. It's okay.
Still good.
But we had a lot of fun, and we hope to do that again, next year once this is all over and we can meet again. So, yeah.
My favorite memory from this year was probably doing underground church type stuff, running around the church in the dark. I saw God show up quite a bit in our small group, just being in a community where we knew we could learn together and just not feel embarrassed if you didn't know something as well. And finally, I just love being a part of the ministry just because it's a very loving place and you definitely feel a connection with other people and then God especially.
Dude. Does this remind you of underground church? Because it should!
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's crazy. But this was my first time ever being at underground church this year. It was my first time actually getting to do that. And that was just such an awesome memory, running around in a dark church.
Underground church is literally my favorite part of Hypopalooza because I get to use the siren, freak people out. Most of the time, a lot of you get annoyed, and I just live for that. It's super fun. Yeah,
a little bit.
I love it. Next year, little sneak peek, there might be something different than pizza at Hypopalooza. Hint,
I wonder what that'll be.
Maybe a new restaurant that's coming to town.
No way.
What's it gonna be? So yeah, dude, Underground Church was awesome. I definitely agree with you, Brian. It's one of the best events that we do, Hypopalooza.
For sure. And Brian, you also mentioned a little bit about small groups, and that's also been a really special time for me as a small group leader. It's so cool to see you guys develop and grow in those conversations and have a safe place to talk through all these really difficult things, and it's quite an awesome time for me as well. You also mentioned that you love the relationships in this ministry, and that's such a huge part that I love so much, is that this ministry is built on our relationships and talking and loving one another just as God loves us. It's just such a cool way to show God in the world.
Yeah,
it's really amazing.
For sure. Brian, you rock, man. We'll miss you.
I love being a part of One Student Ministry because we are a ministry focused on relationships, and I have formed a lot of great relationships with my small group girls, with all of the students a part of life groups, and everyone who's gone on the mission trips.
It's my wife. She's pretty awesome.
She is awesome. We love Crystal, and in her video she was talking about life groups. At life groups, we do some things where we plan for those big student gathering nights, and Kendra and I actually taught one night. And we're also have some students that are part of the worship team, the prayer team, and we kind of just put the entire event together. We also have this awesome study that we're doing through the Bible Project, and we just get to have such good relationships through those life groups, and it's just a very vital part of our lives.
My favorite memory from youth life groups this year was when we were having communion night. We were having breakfast, of course, because that's the best meal of the day. And Ryan and other leaders were downstairs, and they jokingly said, "Hey, guys, just get us started on communion. You can start leading it." We go, "Okay." And so we sat there, and we broke bread and drank kid wine. And, led communion with each other. And I loved that.
Yes.
Whenever I'm asked to tell my favorite memory about anything, I never know what to say because all of it is so good. And so, youth group this year, to pinpoint an exact memory is so hard for me because all of it was just amazing. But I was talking to my good friend Kendra, and she reminded me of the Ignite Youth Conference. And, that was just such an amazing experience. And I recommend anyone and everyone to go to the Ignite Youth Conference every year that we get the chance to. But anyway, this year, on our way home, we hit some troubling circumstances as our bus broke down in the middle of the night on the way home. And, we had to pull off on the side of the interstate, and we were out in the freezing cold, and we could have taken this situation with ungrateful hearts. But, we found joy in the midst of that struggle, and we were just outside in the cold, but we were praising God. We were having fun. We were doing some cheers. We were just making light out of the situation. And that's one way that God has shown up in our youth group and youth group events, by giving us grateful hearts and joyful hearts in the midst of anything that may come to us unplanned. And so God has really showed up that way, where we have just been joyful in every single circumstance. Some other ways that God has shown up in youth group, specifically my small group, we have had so many new faces in our group. And, it's really great to see how we all have bonded so well and connected when we didn't even know each other, but we have just grown so much. And that was one way that God has really showed up in our youth group. And another thing is that our youth group has had some students who have really taken leadership positions in sharing their voice, their ideas, just making our youth group even better than it already is. And God has just really used each and every one of us this year, and it's very evident. But finally, the last thing is, the reason why I love youth group or being a part of one student ministry is because of the relationships that we have in the community. It's just so authentic, and we may not have similarities what the world may see, but we all come together through Christ, and we just bond so well, even though we may not enjoy something that the other person may enjoy. It's just having a Christ like community, and we're just so loving towards each other, and we serve one another in every way possible. And one student ministry is so good with that. And there's so many opportunities that we get throughout the year to show others the love that Christ has given to us. And I'm very glad that I was able to and have been able to be in this youth group as long as I have been.
The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. Wheels on the bus go round and round, then one wheel fell off and the bus broke down.
To clarify, a wheel didn't actually fall off. It was just close to falling off.
Yeah.
And then we had to get off of the bus on the side of the road on the interstate and stand in the ditch. But we made joy out of it, correct?
Yes. We had to get off the bus, though, because semis, just the amount of wind that they, pushed, but, we were just very scared. But Kendra came up with a good chant to lift our spirits.
Yes. So you'll have to come to Ignite if you want to learn it.
Yeah. Hopefully the bus won't break down again.
Yeah.
But, it was an experience, yes.
So I don't have one single memory that sticks out more than any other, but my favorite memory this year was just spending time in small groups with my brothers and discussing whatever it is we felt like discussing that night. My favorite thing that I've seen God move in my life is changing my heart to be one that's more dependent on Him than ever before, to trust Him in all things and recognize that I can't do this on my own, but rather that I can do this with the strength of God behind me, and that even when everything changes, I can fix my eyes on the only one who remains unchanged. And so the reason I like One Student Ministry and why I love being such a part of this is because it's so relational. It's built upon the thing that draws us all together, the thing that makes God God, having this relationship among Himself. and we get to imitate that Trinitarian love here in this ministry. And I think that's why I see as One Student Ministry being so special.
I love that Logan said that this ministry is built on relationships, because it's so true. And it's what I and our whole team have been striving to do with this ministry. If you've been with this family for a while, you obviously know that there were some big changes that we started to incorporate this year. And that's with small group nights. Like, we don't get together every Wednesday night for games and activities and a big crazy night. But most of the Wednesdays with One Student Ministry are small group nights where you spend all 90 minutes of the night with your small group. Why do we do that? Well, one, because the last 2 years, all of the feedback that I got from you guys was small group is not long enough. We want more time with our small group. We love our small group leaders. We love our friends in our small groups. So then, like 2 years ago, we added on 15 minutes to small groups, but it still wasn't good enough for you guys. So then this year, we just made it an entire night. And we do that because we want to be a ministry that is focused on relationships, because in small groups, that's where you can start to develop authentic relationships and authentic faith, when you're actually doing life together, when you're being honest with one another, being vulnerable with one another, and loving one another despite your doubts and mistakes and all of the mess in your life. So if that interests you, like if you're new and you're watching this, we invite you to be a part of this small group culture with One Student Ministry, because we believe God is at work in it.
So I have several really good memories from this year, but one that makes me laugh a lot is at the Christmas party when a group of us were judging the wrapping paper contest thing. We went into the kitchen and Ryan left the microphone on, and everyone was freaking out because they thought that we didn't know it was on and that we were going to say something bad about them or something. I don't know. And I saw God show up every single week in small group when I just saw us all growing closer together, even if it was over TikTok some weeks, but we just grew so much closer every week, and that was so cool. And what I love about One Student Ministry is that we show that you can live a life loving God and loving others, but still having fun and being weird and laughing and doing crazy things. And it just shows that a life with Jesus doesn't have to be boring. So, love you guys.
I love that you said that you can still have fun while following Jesus, because like there are so many things we did here as followers of Jesus that was so much fun. I think of Hypapalooza, messing around in the inflatables, playing Nine Square, doing all these crazy things together, just having a ton of fun while loving and serving Jesus.
Yeah, and I really like how at Hypapalooza we got to start our night off at Trey Ministries, and we also got to hear from Micah and enjoy some really nice music from him, and he kind of gave his own testimony too, and that was really nice and fun to hear how he had maybe come to the music industry and youth ministry and that. So that was really fun for me. So.
Yeah. It's just so special to have fun at the same time of loving Jesus.
Favorite memory with us would be the first student ministry takeover, where I see God show up in my middle schools this year. Why do I love being part of this family? Because the positive impact it make on the students' lives.
So personally, me and Kat both want to major in youth ministry, and so this was a big event for us, taking over and with a group, with our life groups, and doing the student takeover. We were so stressed, and how fitting that we talked about stress and anxiety that night. And this moment will always stay with me, because in this moment I knew that this is what God was calling me to do.
Exactly. And Nehemiah ended with how the ministry continues to impact the students' lives, and just through this experience, it has really impacted our lives, just as Kendra said, and really changed our faith journey, and which it did for basically every student. And we're given so many opportunities throughout this ministry that we are able to strengthen our relationship with Christ.
Hey, we were super encouraged by all of those videos that we saw. Thanks for sending those in. We super appreciate that. Next year, we're going to make way more memories than that. It's going to be an even better year. So come back in the fall when we kick off One Student Ministry. And I'm just stoked to be with people again, to be honest. Sure. But Logan, I want to hear from you a little bit. So Logan's been our intern this spring. He's a junior at University of Sioux Falls, majoring in youth ministry. So he stepped into this new role as an intern. And I'm just curious, like, your whole experience has kind of gone crazy because you weren't expecting like a pandemic to happen, and that's changed your whole internship experience. So like, what have you learned from this? Like, what have been some highlights with it? Like, what can you share about that?
Yeah, honestly, it's been absolutely crazy the way everything's changed the past couple of weeks with that, especially with this internship for me. And like, one of the things I'm taking away from it, one of the biggest lessons I've learned is that like, even though this is changing, I'm still learning a lot here. There's so much new things that I've had to adapt, including like, I was terrible at social media 3 months ago. I've gotten a lot better because I've been forced to. And so a lot of little things have come out of this that have been something that I would have never experienced if not for all of this happening. And
okay, I'm gonna quiz you. Since you think you're better at social media, which social media app is the most popular for high schoolers?
Instagram.
Statistically. Bingo, Instagram. Middle school, what would it be?
Is that still Instagram? No, Snapchat.
Hey,
there
yep,
it is.
yep. Middle schoolers love their Snapchat. Cool, man. Thanks for sharing. We have a few more videos that we would love to show you, so check these out, some other memories and highlights from the year.
Hello, I'm Carolyn, and I worked with the 6th grade girls this past year. And my favorite memories involve the girls just sharing about their Bible verses and what they've learned from their lessons, that they would share some of those things in the journals that I had gotten them, and just the way that we would play Solarium, and they would have kind of a creative twist to the game, and we developed real rapport at the beginning of the year through those activities, and really enjoyed that opportunity to get closer as a group through those opportunities. And this semester, it's kind of crazy, but just because of the whole COVID thing and us having to meet through Zoom, I felt that even though we weren't together physically, that we really grew as a group in our relationship with each other and in a relationship with the Lord, because of some really thought-provoking conversations that we had together.
One of my favorite nights, Wednesday nights this year, was campfire night. It was so awesome. It was just cool to go to our new location and bond. It was amazing. And then especially because I spoke, and I normally don't do those things. Like, I'm always terrified of it. And that whole day I was stressing over it. Got there, didn't even say anything that was on my paper. It was pretty amazing. And what was the best part about it was people coming up to me afterwards and saying, "You blessed me tonight," or "I really needed to hear that," or "I can really relate." Like, just hearing those kind of stuff, hearing that you impacted someone's day, it's totally worth facing some fears, I think.
While strengthening my relationship with the Lord, and it equips me to go out and be a disciple of Christ.
The thing that I love the most about One Student Ministry is the small group nights, because I love getting with my small group and like getting to know them more, and all the fun experiences we had this year. I feel like we've like really grown together, and it's just really amazing.
My rock this whole year since my senior year ended on such a short notice.
Where I saw God show up the most had to have been at the Ignite conference. We had people from all over the Midwest come together to congregate, praise, and learn more about their faith. My favorite memory this year was definitely the Ignite trip. It's the first time I've gone, and I am definitely coming back next year. Why I love this ministry is because we are one student ministry. We are one big family. We all work together, hang out, no one gets left out, everyone's welcome and accepted, and it's just a blast every second of it.
One of my favorite memories this year from One Student Ministry was when I went on the Ignite Youth Leadership Conference, and all the fun things that happened down there, and like the teachings that we heard, and also some of the crazy things that happened, like the bus breaking down.
Yeah, I'm a Christian. Sinful, but to God, I'm forgiven. It's relationship over religion. Jesus gave me purpose and a mission, so now I'm living. I'm a Christian.
That's awful. That is absolutely awful.
Wait, I thought it was supposed to be awful.
Yeah, I'm a Christian. Sinful, but to God, I'm forgiven. It's relationship over religion. Jesus gave me purpose and a mission, so now I'm living. I'm a Christian.
I did it! I didn't mess up that time!
Dude, me and Kat are in sync.
Oh, this is so good. Yes! Alright, that's it. Alright, ready? Whenever you're ready.
Okay, we're gonna teach you to whoa, okay, Ryan?
I'm horrible at dancing and I have no idea how to do it.
Okay, well, you know,
Are you sure?
I'm not a professional,
All
but I
right.
think I got it.
Can I
Okay.
show you how I think it's done?
Yes, go ahead.
Alright.
Okay, we got some work to do, but it's okay. It's okay. Okay,
Okay.
so we're gonna do the modern whoa. Okay.
Okay.
So
What's the
modern
original
whoa,
one?
The original is you
Isn't
gotta
it
throw
just-
it. You gotta throw it. You can't do it without throw. Yeah, there you go. Okay, that's
Okay.
better. That's better. That's better. Okay.
Modern.
Modern. You have your palm facing out.
Which one, right or left?
Right one.
Like your dominant hand?
Yes.
Okay.
Facing out, and then your left facing this way.
Facing down?
And you're gonna bring them opposite each other.
Like this?
Yep.
Okay.
And then when you bring them together, you make a fist.
Okay.
And this one's gonna land by your elbow, and this one's gonna be straight.
Your right hand lands by your
right,
elbow?
No, right is straight.
Go straight? Okay, okay. So opposite?
No. So they're gonna cross.
Okay. So start like this.
Right. Slowly bring them past each other.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I'm this bad. Like I'm literally this bad.
Okay.
Okay, right hand way up here.
Yes.
Like
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Left hand down
Left
here.
hand down here.
Just bring them past each other. Straight. Just keep your arms
Okay,
straight.
like this.
Right.
But then your right hand just goes
this
down.
This hand is gonna come here.
Okay, to your shoulder.
And that
Okay,
one's
okay,
gonna
okay.
come out.
So, and then you pass.
And then
this
make 'em-
goes to your shoulder, and this
make them
goes straight.
Yeah, make them
Make
a
him
fist.
a fist.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Okay,
it.
Yeah. Ready? Well, okay.
I just spit so much.
Make
Cut that
okay.
out. Just kidding.
Make sure you're like
Okay.
that this arm is crossed to your body,
Okay.
not to your side.
Oh, crossed over here.
No, this hand.
Your right hand.
Yes.
Oh, this crosses.
Yes.
Oh.
So you're gonna come like that. There you go. That's better.
Kind of. Why are you laughing?
Sorry. Give him.
So.
There you go.
Kind of. Hey. If I can learn it, you can learn it.
So obviously this is our last night of programming, but we want you to know that summer is jam-packed with things that you can do while social distancing. First, we want to remind you to fill out the student survey. That lets us know what we can do better as a ministry and what our leaders can do to better equip you to be a disciple.
So the first way we have for you guys to stay connected throughout the summer or just having relationships throughout this pandemic. But actually because of this pandemic, we have many ways and many opportunities to serve our community. And one way that our youth group has been doing and some other students in our youth group have been continuing doing is coronahelpsf.com is a website you can go to like in Jocelyn's video talking about how you delivered the necessities of food or just toiletries to homes in the community, and that's been a really great experience for all of us.
We also encourage you to stay connected with your small groups and the people in your small groups, especially your leaders. You know, we've been doing Zoom for quite a while, so it's gonna get old after a while, but we really encourage you to stay connected with those people because that's gonna kind of have to be how we're gonna socialize for a while here. So just Zoom, connect with Ryan too. He'd love to hear from you guys off and on. Hopefully we'll be able to do some things over Instagram, maybe to interact with everyone, but that's another thing we can do.
And our last idea for you guys is if you go to your app store and download the Bible app, there are so many devotionals you can do on there, and you can do them as a group.
Yeah.
And so just add your people from your contacts, and then you can do devos together as a group. That's another way we can socialize. And even better, they have plans in there that you can look up based off your emotions. So if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling happy, there are so many things that you can do to further strengthen your relationship through devotionals.
One question, last question for you guys. We're going into the summer. This is a controversial topic, but what's your favorite summer shoe? Chacos, Birks, or Crocs? Let us know what your favorite is. Mine is Chacos, way better than Birks. Birks, you can't get wet. That's the worst. And Crocs are like wearing styrofoam on your feet. So Chacos all the way. Last thing for you guys before you go, obviously, like the last month or so has kind of sucked as a ministry. We haven't been able to see you for a long time. Hopefully, when this is all over, sometime in the summer, our plan is to have a big party, a welcome back party for you to come back here, for us to celebrate with one another, see one another in person again, and party in the name of Jesus. So maybe it's going to be like Hypapalooza, but summer edition, Summerpalooza. I don't know, I'm bad at names, so help me out here. So we can't wait to see you sometime later on in the summer. Thanks for joining us tonight. Stay connected. Peace out.